Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Youth Sport Express right here on Winners TV. Now guys, I know you enjoyed the last show and we have another fantastic show in store for you today. Your host Nias and
of course Yanoi. I'm here in the studio as usual. Like Nias was saying, we have a fun-filled show for you. We have our guests, we have our conversations as usual. A little bit of advice. We have our fit focus, so stay tuned for that. And as usual, we have an awesome show for you guys, so just stay tuned.
yes.
So nice. What's first on the agenda?
Yeah, first on the agenda is our athletes abroad who have been doing some fantastic work over the past week or so. We've had several St. Lucian athletes abroad, and that's what we at Youth Sport Express on Winners TV are hoping to do, to give young persons who are doing well an opportunity to hone their skills and to basically give them a platform to showcase the great work that they're doing.
Most definitely.
So we have a few of our athletes who we've mentioned on previous shows, athletes like Torai, athletes like Julian, and
Yes.
athletes like Marbek, who have been doing some fantastic work. So we'll start off with Torai, who recently won the top CACC Track and Field Award. He's a student, of course, of the Holy Family University in the United States. And Torai won the CACC Top Athlete Award. And that award, Yanoi, is an award given to a student athlete who is displaying academic excellence, highest academic performance, and is also performing on the track. So what that's to say is that Torai won that award. And that's something that we've always been advocating for. The fact that as a student athlete, you have to take as much pride and as much importance you have to place on the academic aspect. Because yes, you're an athlete, but after athletics, you have to have a plan for your life.
And that plays into a segment we had previously on the show where we spoke about having a balance between, of course, the sport itself and your academics. Time management. We spoke at length about time management. We spoke about balance. We spoke about priorities, prioritizing. Because it's all well and good when you are doing good academically, but if you're an athlete, and you're on a scholarship, you have to keep up the sports side of it as well. And even if you're doing very, very good in the sports side of things, you have to keep up your academics. Because remember, you always need something to fall back on. So balance is very important, and that award won by Torai shows that he's one of those athletes to look up to when it comes to having that balance, being able to do good on both fronts, academics
and sports.
And
what's
on the track
so interesting is that Torai he majors in biology, and he has a cumulative GPA of 4.0. That is amazing.
4.0
for biology major.
That is wow.
And then Torai has been blazing the tracks. He has been winning a lot of gold medals. He recently won honors at the last meet that he took part in, winning gold in the 1,500 meters. And he has been doing some fantastic work throughout the season. So congratulations to you, Torai, and keep up the good work. And I hope that our young athletes in St. Lucia can take some sort of example from Torai.
Definitely, they should definitely use him as a role model, somebody to look up to, because sometimes we like to give ourselves reasons why something might be difficult to do or why we might not be able to do it. But when you have somebody who goes out there and actually does it, he's a shining example that, hey, you can do it too. So like Nias was saying, you could just use him as an example, as a role model. I know we have a lot of young athletes here in St. Lucia who look forward to being student athletes, to be getting their education on a scholarship. We can look at Torai and use him as a great example.
Yeah, so Torai will be here in the summer, and hopefully we can get the opportunity to have him here on the show.
Oh, definitely.
Give you guys a few tips on what has made him such a success at Holy Family University. So moving on, we have another athlete who is playing his trade this time in Greece, Julian Bisset.
Mr. Julian Bisset.
Julian recently won the award for the best middle in Greek volleyball.
Wow.
That is an amazing achievement. Julian, of course, plays for the team Kifisa, that's in the Greek league, and he recently led them to the semi-finals of the Greek Cup. They did not make it all the way to the final, but he has been putting in some fantastic performances throughout the season, and Julian is really another example of the wealth of talent that we have available in St. Lucia, not just in sports like track and field or sports like football.
Football.
But in a sport like volleyball.
Yeah, the non-traditional sports, we like to call them. That's the sports where, I mean, you have a following. You do have a large following, but maybe not as large as cricket or football, our non-traditional sports. We actually have athletes who are excelling in those areas. So it just goes to show, like you said, Nayas, the wealth of talent that we have here in St. Lucia when it comes to our athletes and what our athletes are truly capable of.
Yes, and I mean, Julian representing in Greece in one of the biggest volleyball leagues in the world. That is truly fantastic.
Coming from
a country like St. Lucia, small country such as St. Lucia. So congratulations to Julian. And moving right along, we had some amazing news where a St. Lucian is actually a top-ranked player in the world.
In the entire world.
In the world. And we were speaking to none other than Laverne Spencer, who recently won gold at the Drake Relays. And she cleared a height of 1.95 meters. And that in turn caused her to be joint number 1 in the world in 2016 in high jump. And that in itself, is a fantastic, fantastic achievement, not just for Laverne, but for track and field in St. Lucia.
Yes, definitely. Joint number 1 in the entire world. It doesn't. Team 758 gets no better. It gets no better. Number 1 in the world. That happening right after we have our St. Lucian Darren Sammy captaining the West Indies T20 team to a World Cup, making him the number 1 ranked cricket team.
Well, they won the
right. They were not number 1 ranked.
Yeah.
But walking away with the trophy.
Ultimate prize.
Exactly. They are number 1.
Yeah.
They may not be ranked number 1, but who's number 1?
Nobody's better than
exactly.
Yeah. And we have two St. Lucians.
We have two St. Lucians flying that flag high. I mean, we have a lot to be proud about, being St. Lucians. And wait, there's more.
There is more indeed. We had a St. Lucian recently. We've been speaking about him a lot, and he is actually really, really proud of that athlete because he's from Choiseul. He's from the community, the area that I'm from in Choiseul, and he has been doing some phenomenal work in the United States for the Wiley College. Now, Wiley College is the 3rd-ranked team in the division, in the Southern Division, I think, in the U.S. And Mabik Edgar recently won 3 awards at the Wiley College awards, annual awards, and he won the awards for most valuable athlete, top distance, and the biggest prize of the night was an award for Athlete of the Year, Male Athlete of the Year. Now, before Mabik had won these awards, he had a season that comprised of 9 gold medals, 1 silver, and 2 bronze medals. For a season that isn't even over yet. 9 golds, 1 silver, and 2 bronze.
That's a heavy neck.
That is a heavy neck. That is all these gold medals. But Mabik actually went a step further recently, and Mabik won gold medal in the 800 meters, and he was able to break his personal record. His personal best before that was 1:151.08, and he was able to shatter the school record, the Wiley College school record, and he did that in 1:49.46.
Oh, wow.
And Mabik is not too far off the St. Lucia national record, which is about 1:48 or something around that.
And Mabik is one of those athletes who we can look at when we're speaking about somebody who's consistent. For consistency, he does a great job. Okay, like Nayas was saying, 9 gold medals.
9 gold medals, and make that 10
medals.
10 now.
Exactly. And he has been doing that from the time that we've been following him, following his performances. Every time somebody have good news coming in, it's Mabik with the win, Mabik with the gold, Mabik with the new personal best. And he just keeps improving, and he's one of those athletes where you can expect a lot more from him, as he hones his skills, as he gets better, as he takes part in more competitions. He's one of those athletes where you can say, well, you can definitely see him following the footsteps of a Laverne Spencer or a Darren Sammy. So, congratulations to Mabik. Good job, great job. We just like to urge you to continue all the good work, continue all the hard work. And we here at Team 758, we are behind you 125%. and keep being a role model to the young persons right back here at home, and just awesome job.
Yes, and of course, Mavic is a contender candidate for the All-American, becoming an All-American, and of course, we've had some All-Americans in the past. Janelle Chip, I think, was an All-American, and I mean, it's things like that, and Mavic has been improving consistently throughout the season.
That's the word.
Consistency.
He's very consistent. Very consistent.
And better. And I mean, if he keeps it up like that, Olympic, I mean, Rio might be close to call. He has a few minutes.
It's possible. It is possible
for him to qualify for Rio, but I do see Mavic qualifying for the next Olympic Games. I do see that. And I think that's been held in 2020 in Japan, Tokyo, Japan.
Well, we just have to keep our fingers crossed.
Keep our fingers crossed. And of course, we have a few brilliant performers across the US. We have athletes like Natasha Poleon, who's been remaining consistent. She's at Wiley College with Mavic. We have Talbot Poleon. We have a lot of other athletes who flying the flag of Team 758 and who have been doing impressive works over the past year. All these athletes, it's summertime. They're looking forward to coming into St. Lucia, and of course, we will try our best to try to get them in the studio to give you the 411, to give you what it is that they do and how it is that they're able to remain so consistent. And, whatever we can get for you guys, we will get for you guys.
I don't know if we'll have enough space in the studio, but we'll try our best to see if we can get all of them here at the same time.
At the same time. We'll probably do them one by one if we can't get them at the same time.
At the same time.
At the same time?
Yeah.
Yes, guys. So here you have it. Team 758 really impressive over the past couple of weeks. They've been doing some fantastic performances. We have an awesome show still in store for you today. We have our guest, who's a young man from the community of Leclerc, but you have to wait until after the break for us to bring that segment to you.
Definitely. So you know what that means. You guys have to stay tuned, and as you know, we have to pay some bills. So we're going to cut for a commercial break right now. Stay tuned right here on Winners TV for Youth Sport Express. We'll be right back.
Yes.